start with Ira.
On the kick return, was it a situation where like one or two things happened wrong, or was it several things that
I would say this on the kick return. First of all, I would give credit to Virginia Tech for their execution, how they schemed it up. I thought they did a good job, and they executed it well. But from our perspective, a couple things went into it that normally, at any return like that, normally do. For one, we've been really good on kick cover, and part of that reason we are is we kind of tweak it from week to week. And it's one of those things where in hindsight, looking back at it, the tweak that we made this past week, I don't know that I would do it again, given the fact that they ran that field return. And then we had some guys that had a chance to be in position to make a play, and we didn't make it. But all in all, obviously, start with crediting them for doing a good job. But there's some things that we need to clean up on our end, and it starts with me and making sure that we put ourselves in the best positions possible to be successful on those.
Chris?
Defensive end play as a whole, Jared broke through statistically speaking. Patrick Powell, not a good game on top, but Byron also seems to be playing good ball. And Gilbert, was that the best game he's played in his time here?
Yeah, I thought that was the best game Gilbert has played since he's been here. And I was really pleased with really how all four guys played. You said it. Jared was able to make some impact plays. I think that was good for him and for all of us. But I know he also felt some internal pressure, probably to get that production, get those sacks. And I'm glad for him that he was able to do that. And now I hope that he can kind of take a deep breath and focus going forward, because it's one of those things where I think at the end of the year, statistically, he's going to be right where he wants to be. I would assume that that's probably not going to be the last time we see him have production like that. And it's all going to shake itself out. And I just want him to continue to play hard and do the things that he has been doing leading up into the game. Thought Pat played well. Pat plays really hard. And sometimes, I've said this in here before, he does things that go unnoticed or maybe unseen, but the way he plays within the defense is really critical for us. And I thought Byron probably played one of his best all-around games since he's been here. So I was pleased with how those guys played, and we need to build on that and get better going forward.
Awesome.
On that 2-point play, obviously you guys practiced that a lot. What was the thought of doing that right there in that situation?
It's something we always have a gate ready. And typically if we score first and it's early in the game, it might be something that we show. Sometimes coach wants to run it. Sometimes we shift back to our normal PAT. But in this case, just the look that was presented, it's really coach's final decision. He makes a call on the field whether we're going to run it or not run it. The look was there that we wanted, and we went ahead and took advantage of it. And those are things that might be subtle, but that we like to do within the program from week to week, is to continue to make people work at everything. If we score a touchdown, it's not the assumption that it's just going to be the traditional PAT, but we might have something else. And we want to force our opponents to have to work hard to defend us in all ways.
Ira?
Keon, it was good. I'm sure it was good to see him kind of get loose a little bit on the return. Still seems like some balls are landing. Is that because of the way punters are punting? Is that something they're doing intentionally, or does he need to be more aggressive?
I think I really thought his decision making this past game was really pretty good. We have going into a game based on punters' averages and hang time and how far they've been kicking the ball going into it. We have certain landmarks that we align him on. And one thing that we talk about with him every week is we want you to field all kicks. But if you don't feel like you can get there, don't try to be a hero in the moment and make a poor decision. And there's a lot of trust that goes from coach to player, and then also player to coach, in terms of, I trust Keon. I think he's going to make what he feels like is the best decision in the moment. And if there's times we feel like we need to coach him on, hey, next time that shows up, this is what we'd like to do. But I really thought his decision making in the game the other day was really, really good, and I have a lot of trust, faith, and confidence in how he handles himself back there.
Anything else? Okay, we'll go to Corey for the last one.
It's almost understood at this point, or maybe even taken for granted a little bit, but Mastromanto's having seems like an incredible year. He's fifth in the country in punting. He had some bombs in this one too. I guess just, I don't know, man, the development of what he was 2 or 3 years ago to now.
Yeah, you know, I was, you know, first of all, I think our coverage has been terrific, and all of that goes hand in hand. But you know, CJ Campbell made a huge play the other day on a punt cover. But you know, the thing I'm so excited about is, you know, you look at, you know, I try not to get caught up in the statistics, especially this time of year. But for us to be able to lead the ACC right now in net punting is really, really good for us, and for him to have the national accolades that he has. You know, I think obviously that speaks to how well he's hitting the ball. But I think it just shows that he's put a lot of hard work in. He's grown and matured, and I think he's just more comfortable with everything we're asking him to do. But he's really hitting the ball well. I think he's confident in what he's doing. Even our conversations on the sideline are a lot more next level in terms of just his understanding of how he fits within the game. So I just think the experience and the confidence and the gains he's made in the weight room, all that together have combined into him really turning into a weapon for us.
One more for Ira.
Excuse me, Coach Fuller mentioned that Blake has made some plays in the kicking game and impressed. You get a chance a lot of times to see freshmen maybe on the field more than some of the other positions. What have you seen from that group? KJ's played some, and some of the other guys as well.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a very talented freshman class. And those guys, for us to be what we want to be, I think we're going to have to feel their impact, especially on special teams. Blake has done a really good job, especially in his kick cover. He's very natural, which is great for a linebacker, obviously, that he has a great sense and feel in terms of how to defeat the blocks that he's getting, and then how to track the ball. You know, so I think he, and plus he's so athletic. He runs really, really well. So you know, I think he's a really good player for us on that unit. KJ Kirkland, I think, can play a big role for us, especially on pump pressure. KJ is really smart, and you know, we put a lot on him in the role that he plays on our pump pressure unit, to be a guy that has to make some decisions and checks, and he's handled all that really, really well. Conrad Hussey's been out there for us, and like I said, we have a talented group of young players, and as the season goes on, we're going to need to feel their impact more and more, and especially on the special teams units.
Okay, thanks, JP.
Appreciate it.